Oh,
Oh,
hi.
oh, hey.
Welcome back to an every other Friday. After quite a while,
hmm
good to see everyone's lovely faces on this just lovely hot Friday. Um, Thank you for joining us, everybody. Right now, we are going to be playing some D&D, specifically our Fractured Peninsula ongoing campaign. We are on episode 5? Somewhere around there. Uh, but before we get down to that, let's just start with our general announcements. First off, we are sponsored by Dungeons Gate, a local Midwest gaming store that is super cool. And if you go onto their website and use the code GutPunchRP, you can get 10% off any not on sale items, such as, you know, board games, novels, graphic novels, other sorts of books, just paints, dice and accessories, gaming store stuff. Plus, they're just real nice people. You should support them. All right. Also, we are doing a special flash giveaway for Pride this month, since this is our only show this month. So you can win this super cool Pride pack if you donate to our Tiltify. You get a little bye Fagin. It's a little guy, super cute. A set of rainbow dice. You know what rainbow dice look like. They are rainbow. 2 pins, which are very small, and so I won't show you them, but then you also get this sweet-ass dice tray that's rainbowy, and just like snapped at the corners, and it's super convenient for travel and all those things, I guess. But like I said, you can donate through our Tiltify. We are raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Pretty self-explanatory name. And we will draw for that at the end of the evening. Our goal is now 200 because we passed our other goal. So, donate. Try and get yourself a adorable little Pride prize pack. No. Okay. That's it? Those are the announcements? Yeah. All right. Let me unplug my iPad and we'll get down to it, eh? 33%. Let's see if we make it, guys.
Let's do it.
Yes! Alright, so I'll give you kind of the rundown of the campaign thus far, since it has been quite a few weeks since we have been here. So we have our brand new adventurer party that met in a tavern, as most parties do. They were in the town of Black Rock Port, some of them longtime citizens, others just coming into town, and a few looking to get out of town and make a few bucks if they can along the way. So the bar that they found themselves in was called the Drunken Monk Inn, a sort of divey, towny bar up at the top of the hill near the gate. They were given the job to pick up a rare flower called the Evening Glory. A note was given to them with a very, very mediocre map, but get the idea, and a odd coin of dark metal that looks like it's made of iron. These were given to them by the bartender Rolf and his associate, who are trying to be professionals and really are not. They're making drugs, is what they're doing. Yeah. But they accept this charge and start making their way out of town. For a few days, it's kind of uneventful. A few skirmishes here and there. But just before they reach the halfway point, they get in a fight with a set of bandits, killing one of them, and then getting guilt-tripped into helping these other unfortunate bandits drag their dead friend back to town. That town being Malvar, a central trading town with a lot going on at all times. It's very busy, very bustling, a lot of a little bit of industry and just people moving through. You find your way, or you are led, I guess, to the Broken Wall Inn, which is a guild hall. It's definitely not a business. There's like 3 people in there. And you meet the leader of the guild for all that you guys know, Bara, a dwarf who continues to try and guilt trip you, and then just sends you down into the basement to fight some beholders. This basement is at the edge of the Underdark, and you are able to best the beholders and the screaming mushrooms who alert them, thus making this totally legitimate underground warehouse that these people have safe once again. In the rubble, let's say, it got pretty torn up, of this warehouse, you do find a note that none of you can read and a piece of ore that looks neat. Sorry. Alright. So after you spend the night there in a very shabby little hostel that they are rolling out the red carpet for you, though, you wake up and continue on the way to the Dusk Marsh. Only getting a little lost on the way, and now have found yourself, after spending a somewhat raucous night, fighting and betting in this inn, waking up in the morning. There's a smell of pastries, something sugary wafting up from downstairs that sort of draws you from sleepfulness. There's silence from down below. It's early in the morning for a bar like this. There's still an air of warmth about the place, though, and filtering through the window is just beautiful beams of sunlight. And outside, you hear birds chirping, but not in that way that's like 5 a.m. and you can't get to sleep and you're super annoyed. Like, this is just the most lovely wake up. You all feel like Snow White right now. So as you wake up, what do you all do?
Who has the note?
I believe Morty has it?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I would, like before we set out for the morning, I think I would double check the instructions that we were given, just to make sure that we're going to the right spot once we leave this tavern.
Absolutely. All right, so as you pull out the note, it's been crumpled at the bottom of your bag for a bit and has a little
100%, yes.
couple of like dirty fingerprints on it, a little
They're
smudge.
dirt smudges, yeah.
You pull it out, flatten it. The coin is sort of rolled up in there. And it says, it has a very, like, just the most off-brand letterhead that clearly one of these two dudes drew on the top of this. And in...
They try to play off as professional, but really they need to just stop. Like, they're trying too hard at this point. Like,
they really are. Like, the word Esquire appears on there multiple times. It's spelled differently each time. But
no one ever called them geniuses.
Right. After you get through this, the essence of this note is that once you get to this inn, which should be kind of the end of the path, if you have hit the marsh, you have gone too far. You are instructed to give the bartender this coin, and they will send you on your way. He seems maybe like a toll collector, almost, is what the note seems to say.
Okay. And then, does it include, like, directions for where to get to this grove where these flowers grow, like, from here? Or is that just more what's on the map?
It's not on the map. The map just kind of has the line to, like, circling the whole area, so it's not particularly helpful at this point. But the bartender maybe knows.
Cool, great. I will relay that to the party. I mean, I guess just breakfast, and then we can get this taken care of, I guess?
Sure.
Under a mound of blankets. What?
Morning. We're gonna figure out after everybody's a little more awake. I definitely need some coffee. But once we do that, I'm supposed to give this and like hold up the iron looking coin. I'm supposed to give this to the bartender, I guess, and then get more information from there, I guess.
Have I seen anything like that coin ever?
Roll
And does
me.
it- Sorry, I was also curious about the coin.
It would be an investigation check. Do you also want to roll one together? Are you asking different questions? How about that?
I think I was more specifically thinking about, like, does it have anything to do with, like, Fae stuff? Considering,
Alright.
like, the space that we found ourselves in and the fact that this is iron, like, is that anything? Like,
Roll me a. I'll say investigation for that. Check for that one as well.
cool.
In the diametrically opposed vein, can I roll to see like straight like criminal underground knowledge of like anything this coin signifies?
Yeah, that would be a history we'll go with.
Ooh, saucy. It's a
Alright.
16 for close.
Okay, we'll start
14
with
here.
Amber. What'd you get?
18 on the die.
18, and your question was which one?
Very specifically, has Tress ever seen anything like this? Is it familiar? Is it a reminder of anything?
Kind of taking the coin and looking at it. There's a lot of coins of this size. It's a little bit like heavier, like a denser metal than you expect. And it's particularly well worn. Like it looks like it's been around for a very long time. You can see that there's the ghost of a face on one side and maybe a number or something on the back. You see many coins, maybe none of this material, but if you saw it on the ground, you wouldn't think it was particularly remarkable. All right. And Nat, you had what?
I got a 14.
All right. And you wanted to know if it was Fae in some way.
Yeah, if there's any kind of connection to that, like if this is, because like we've interacted with like kind of getting close to the Underdark. Like, are we getting close to the Feywild with this?
The material of the coin, if you're just looking at it, does look like it could be some sort of iron, which, you know, lore says fairies can't touch iron.
Yeah.
So it does seem a little contradictory to you that it is, like, the material is contradicting with thinking that it's Fey nature, but there is something off about it.
Okay. Alright, I'll take it.
And D, what was yours?
I was criminal underground. Like, does this signify anything unsavory, as it were?
There are a lot of organizations just generally that use tokens like this, you know, getting into a base, handing it off to somebody to show that they're a safe person and can come in or whatever. The numbering on this that you kind of can make out does seem like there could be a set of them, and maybe this is just something that comes back and goes out, and they know that there are only so many.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Anything else?
Head on downstairs.
All right. So as you come down the stairs, what last night was like a dark and cozy space is now really bright, almost seems like a breakfast cafe sort of thing is happening in here. The sort of smell that hits you is still that sweet smell. There's like the undercurrent of coffee, and you kind of see through the window into the back. The same bugbear that was here attending bar last night is sort of puttering around, like big apron on, sort of like hair tied, not hair, but like handkerchief over the head, just like humming quietly in a very like deep baritone to himself. And doesn't super notice you right this exact second.
I guess.
Yeah, like turns around, sees you walking up. Morning.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare ya.
I wasn't. I was just coming and saying, how can I help you? Would you like breakfast? He's like clearly like trying to compose himself a little bit because you startled the shit out of him. We got a few pastries, got fruit bowls, got I mean, stew's almost done if that's what you're into. It's a little more savory. I was just getting it for lunch.
Can you bring me any of the old bread from last night?
Yeah, I think we got maybe 1 or 2 loaves left to try and keep it like pretty close to. It like shuffles a little bit further away from the window, still just kind of talking to you in that way that like people do when they're just talking. And comes back into view, and he's like, "Yeah, this one's like a little bit of a. It's got like 12 grains in it. I think I would make it a lot. It's a good one." Hands it to you. It's a little crusty on the outside, but still good bread.
Perfect. I'll cut it and start going through my bag for my cinnamon sugar butter paste that I carry. And Gloves will just sit down. Gloves is not a morning person. Gloves is not making plans or anything. Gloves is just around in case someone needs him and is otherwise just making breakfast.
Cool.
Just sort of leans and watches you for a minute. Oh,
Breakfast would be great. Yeah. Also, I mean, you can do that first. I also had a question for you, but that can be later.
oh, okay. I'll go. And just like continues to do the thing with.
Do you have like some eggs and or bacon, some meat, protein? I would like some. Like I do like the sweets. Don't get me wrong, but my mom tells me I shouldn't have too much sugar.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can, I don't make the eggs till someone asks, so I'll get on that too. And then he's like starts walking away and just still like talking a little bit as he goes, and you just start hearing like the clanging of pans and like a sort of whoosh as clearly a fire like it's a little high. Okay, and here we go. Brings you out coffee in like a minute and a half, but then everything else is like it's gonna take a second.
So, I'll pull out the coin. We're actually, running an errand for a friend, and, said to give you, said to give this to the barkeep at this tavern, and that then you would send us on our way or something. I'll show the coin.
Sort of peeking out the window as you sort of reach across, and he goes, the sort of like ambling, like morning person that he seems to be, sort of like his eyes sharpen as they go to the coin, and he gets a sort of like very like wry smile about the whole situation. He goes, guys are running to the marsh. Didn't expect it. You look like good kids. A little innocent, little out of your element.
We can take care of ourselves, but appreciate the concern. Yeah.
I mean, you got this far and you have that coin, so I hope you can take care of yourselves. I'll be over in a minute. And he like kind of goes back into the kitchen, like few more like bangs, and brings out like huge plates of food. Just like you get, it's the thing where the cinnamon rolls are like about that big, and there's one of them for each of you. And then just like pile of bacon, pile of eggs, extra plates, tons of fruit, and just kind of plops it down, and it just has like that perfect sort of like anime food like glow about it. Like you can just feel it in your heart that this is gonna be the best breakfast you've ever had. He goes, all right, let me see the coin.
Pass it over.
And he sort of like holds out his hand, and his hand is huge. Like this guy could palm anyone here's head. And let me scroll to where I'm supposed to be. And we'll say Triss and Gloves, as this large bugbear holds out their hand, you can sort of see in the center, like, this guy works hard, has a lot of calluses and stuff, but kind of in the middle, where if you hold out your hand and someone drops something into it, there are a few, like, circular patches that almost look like burns. So he holds out his hand.
I'll give him the coin.
And for half a second, he seems like he's going to wince. And then he closes his hand and just pulls it back and goes, all right, well, finish your breakfast and I'll send you on your way. And he goes off and just continues to kind of like mumble about something unrelated, but takes the coin and puts it in his pocket and goes back behind the bar to sort of wait for y'all to be done.
And who did you say was the other person that noticed that with gloves?
It was Gloves and Triss.
Gloves will just sort of like sip at their coffee and just look over at Triss and say, I'm assuming you saw that?
I think he's allergic to coins.
No.
That was a bad reaction.
It's a little more specific than that.
Wait,
They-
what is-
Bartender had burns and winced when we offered him the coin. So
So
It's
it is
probably
some
not from
kind of
around
fey
here.
thing. Okay.
I've only
I was
ever met
thinking
one
about that
fae,
one, wasn't
and it didn't really go great. So,
Yeah.
but he can cook a good cinnamon roll, so he can't be that bad.
Well, I guess we've eaten things here already, so there's no point in being cautious now.
Are we supposed to be cautious?
Well, I mean, they're. I don't know how true they are, but there are stories about if you like meet fairies and end up like dealing with that kind of thing, that you're like not supposed to eat anything there because then you won't be able to go home and stuff like that. But we've already eaten food here, so there's no. It's we bit that bullet already.
I don't
Half
turn
of our
down.
plate's gone.
I hope that's not actually true. I don't turn
Yeah,
down
I-
food that
I
people
don't-
offer me.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know
very
if it's
rude.
actually true or if it's just stories. I don't know. Could also just be some person got like poisoned or something and came back and told that story. I don't know, like.
Could have a nickel allergy.
Really? Yeah.
Again, don't think. I feel like that's not as
guess
likely as
Possible.
the other. It is technically possible, but chances. I'll refill Rain's coffee cup.
Thanks, I
I'm
need
gonna
it.
try to slip a little like actual like caffeinated coffee into Liz's decaf. Assuming that you don't have actual coffee.
On the other side, Triss is
I
trying to
would-
dump sugar in. It's a two for assault.
Yeah, so Liz would probably have water, and then odds are something like a milk if it was offered.
This doesn't change the plan.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
he gets you some goat milk, and you gather that it's probably fresh from the goat.
I would assume that Liz has had that before.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
enjoy your warm milk.
Mhm.
This is the kind of milk they'd use to make cheese.
Make me hungry already. We're half an hour in and I'm already hungry.
So, coming by, pre-bussing your table, taking things out of the way, the bartender sort of is like, anything else I can get you on? I mean, I could get you like a little more bread to go. I just finished different kind of bread. I'll get you some. And he like walks into the back, like carrying all these plates. Comes back out with like, it's a baguette, different kind, but it's much smaller. Like, these are clearly like, he's probably gonna make individual sandwiches on them. And he just gives the party 2 for life, I guess. Yeah.
Snack
Lunch.
and bread.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But if you're ready to go, I can send you on your way.
A little direction would be very helpful, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go out this way. So he sort of like waits for a second while you all gather your things and snap your backpacks on and all that, and leads you like past and kind of through where the kitchen is, and turns down out another hallway, and you come up to this door that's like very like it matches everything else, but it looks like it is almost overly polished and like well taken care of, and you're kind of like, I guess this dude really loves the store. And he kind of pauses for a second, looks back at you all, kind of like looks like he's doing like a head count, and then he just sort of opens the door, and it opens into like a beautiful like arch of trees. With sun dappling and birds chirping and just mid-morning light coming through everywhere and permeating it, making you feel cheerful and hopeful about this next leg of your little journey. Good luck.
Thanks.
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 Any advice?
Just don't fuck up.
Super actionable. Thank you.
Concise, yeah.
Yep. No,
I mean, it's not my problem. I'm just saying, don't fuck up and nothing bad'll happen. Good luck out
You
there.
know?
You just kind of you hear chortling as
You're
he's
not wrong.
closing the door. Like one very hearty guffaw as the door fully closes and you hear kind of heavy footsteps moving away from it.
What bad could happen? And keeps just like starts walking
God.
forward.
It is,
I
It
knock
is a
on the
lovely
wood of my
trail.
staff, like,
yeah,
and like knock on like a tree, something.
just everything. Yeah, you start walking down this trail. It is a lovely tree-lined trail. There's not like cart ruts or anything. The donkey got left at the front part of this. But it seems well kempt and bright. And you walk for a while. It starts getting a little bit less well kempt feeling. And a little less bright. And it gets a little quieter in that oppressive way that woods can get when everything's a little too dense. And you push forward. And there's the feeling of eyes on you.
Does this seem like a natural kind of quiet that would be happening in a forest like this, or is it weird?
Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Okay.
Nature is gonna be a 17.
Alright. So the woods here, as you have kind of noticed, have gotten darker and darker, and it doesn't necessarily feel so unnatural that you're like, oh, this is a cursed place. It just feels very... the way sort of dead woods can kind of get a little too quiet. And you gather that it's not like entirely normal. But there's nothing that you can see to do about it. And it's not super sinister.
Fair enough. We just keep our eyes out for anything weird. This is... most woods that I've been in would be not quite this quiet, even with the conditions we're in right now. So, just keep eyes out, everybody. Yeah.
Makes sense.
As
I
you-
think
Go ahead.
Triss and Liz should take point. Best talker, best muscle.
I'm gonna awkwardly look at Liz like, which one of us is the talker?
Well, I'm pretty strong, so
I guess that makes me the
I
talker.
assume that means that you are the talker.
Deductive. Let's go.
This is gonna
Alright,
go
so
great.
whoever is leading this, please do roll me a perception check.
if it's Liz and Triss together, can we both do one?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, hold on. I gotta bump up the
Oh
volume.
shit, a 16.
Nice.
Ooh, it's not great.
All right. So Liz, as y'all are going forward, it's getting dark enough where like it's almost to a point where you have to like strain your eyes a little bit to see off to the sides of the path. And you're starting to get a little bit nervous as you like listen, and it seems to just kind of keep deadening within the forest. But then you hear a little sound at first, and you're not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's the animals coming back. Maybe it's it's someone humming. Just in a sort of discordant, unfocused way. And as you're looking down the trail, there is a bend coming up, and you gather that whoever is doing that is kind of just around this bend.
Is it a river bend?
I was gonna just beat me by 3 seconds.
I'm gonna go. Just gonna.
It's in my head now.
River's not in this campaign, guys.
Hey, Triss.
Huh?
You hear that?
Hear you?
Well, I am a little bit clangy, but no, I think I hear some humming just around the river bend over there.
It's just a.
Guidance. Can I hear it now?
as it is like pointed out to you, and you sort of everyone's footsteps fall silent as Liz holds you all up for a second. Yeah, you do hear this quiet, discordant humming.
Is it familiar in any way whatsoever, like a tune or a song?
No, it kind of just in the same way that like the bartender was mindlessly humming, this sounds like someone else doing their version of the same thing.
I'm just gonna hum it back.
Bold. I'd like to stealth first,
Me?
personally.
We weren't stealthing before. They know we're here.
I mean,
Oh, I said I would like to stealth.
I would
the
like
rest
to
of
wild
you people
shape.
are just out there.
you would like. Okay, so we got a stealth happening as Gloves just ducks into the bushes at the side of the road.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Roll stealth for me.
Also a stealth.
All right, roll them up.
Same.
As Triss is providing coverage by humming.
Perfect.
Perfect. 21 on stealth for me.
Okay, yeah, that'll.
Also 21.
Nice.
All right.
Hold on. Wait, I need to double check that I can actually. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna first wild shape into a mountain lion again,
Okay. Katie.
and then stealth.
All right.
Or
Guidance on Liz.
a natural 20.
Nice.
This jungle cat. This cat just disappears. Gloves and
I'm like hiding with them.
so all three of you are just hunkered down, like watching these other two just kind of clang along the road.
Humming badly.
Yeah.
As you go
Like
around this bend.
I'm not trying to be stealthy because I don't think I've realized that we need to be stealthy.
We technically have no confirmation that we should. It's just
like to point out
We're
they
just
rolled
nervous.
21 and natural 20. My passive perception is not that high, and they're behind us, so we think we don't know they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just keep going.
Yes.
Just clanging
Y'all are-
along.
Clomping up
Buddies,
towards
hook arm.
this turn in the road, as the rest of your party has simply disappeared. You're just gonna keep going? Just gonna go around the corner?
I think actually I'm gonna
Yeah.
call out, be like, hello there.
Yeah.
There's like a catch in the humming. Hello? Hello?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh. Kind of as you continue a few more steps around this corner.
What are we looking for?
I think a flower.
Flowers.
Uh-huh.
What are they called again?
A morning glory.
Evening glory.
Evening
glory.
There was something about nighttime about them. Yeah, evening glory. Hey, hi. We're friendly folks, but we're looking for an evening glory. Is there? Could you? Hi, my name's Lizarath Humblegrain.
Oh, hello. My, you're tall and hale looking. And this, as you're coming around the corner and getting closer to this person you're now yelling at, you see, sitting in a chair that is sort of made out of the forest itself, a tiny, tiny old woman, who's dwarfed by the seat that she is in, sort of like gray, scraggly hair covered by like a patchy sort of hat. All the clothes are very, very drab. There's a heavy sort of staff or walking stick leaning next to her. And she is just sitting there, her feet sort of dangling a few inches above the floor of the forest. And she sort of looks at you again and goes, "You want what?"
Evening glories.
Oh, I do remember evening glories. They grow so nicely, and oh, do they pack a punch. You know what they use them for? They use them for drugs. Can you, kids and the things they do these days. But you're looking for the flowers, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... And who sent you?
Oh shit. I don't remember his name. It was some... I'm sorry. I'm not from around here, and so like I'm from my farm, and things aren't going so well. So so my siblings and I decided that I would go into the city and try to find some money and send it's like jobs to like send money back. And so this is the first job that I got, and it's supposed to just yeah. And just like continues to rattle on. And then,
A good idea in jobs is to get the name of the people that you talk to throughout.
well, I'm here for the protection in case anything like bad tries to whatever. But like, who's the guy? And turns around and sees that like.
Okay, I feel like
nobody's
Triss
behind
would
us.
know this. She knows that bar. She knows the guy that we were talking to. She would know who sent us on this. You know, I, the player, did not write it down.
I found it. It's Rolf.
Rolf. Oh, I did write him. I thought he was someone else. Okay. Rolf.
So you just...
Some Muppet sounding guy.
Oh, from the city. Yes, he writes such nice letters. Lovely young man. I've known him since he was, what do they say? Knee-high to a turnip. It's not right. Oh, well, but you're looking for flowers. So if you're the muscle and
He
just
was
sort of...
pretty tall though.
Made
Like
soup.
knee high to it. That would be very small, knee high to a turnip.
Oh, well, I'm about... Sort of begins to sort of edge towards the front of the chair a little bit. Well, I'm about knee-high to you, so you can help me home.
Okay.
Insight check.
From the bushes, insight check this poor old woman.
I don't know about all that.
Triss is just looking at Liz like she's scrawny over here. It's I'm gonna be
Glad
no
you
help.
rolled well because I got an 11. So
I got you.
All right. So as you are peeping from the bushes, you, Maury, as the woman is beginning to sort of scoot forward and try and move out of this chair, you notice as her body leaves parts of the chair, there are these very fine tendrils that look almost like roots that seem to be attaching her to it. And you just sort of see them snap as she leans forward and begins to put her feet on the ground.
I'm still as a cat, big cat, but a cat, gonna kind of prowl out of the bushes and just kind of like wind around these like my friend's legs, just as a, like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. This seems a little off. Hey, I'm here.
Oh, well, and this old woman sort of reaches out to put her hand on.
I hiss at her.
Oh, well, that's not very nice. And in Druidic, which I'm guessing no one else understands, she just sort of says, that's no way to treat someone as old as me.
Huh?
Oh. And then we'll reach forward to try and pet you again. She hasn't really moved her hand back, though.
Well.
Oh, fine, we'll talk about it later. And just kind of like pulls herself onto like whatever part of like Triss's armor is like most convenient and grabs her walking stick. Is like, well, it's just down the road a bit. Is this all of you? And sort of like looks around.
No, there were more of us, but I don't know where they went.
My cat shoulders just shrug.
Well, I'm sure they'll catch up when they feel the need. But let's start as a... Oh. And just begins, like, taking the teeniest little old lady steps, shuffling along this road. So... one of your steps is, like, 6 of her steps.
Liz starts walking full gait, doesn't pay attention.
Triss is trying to match her and is just awkwardly shuffling.
I'm gonna start like kind of like herding Liz back, like to, like kind of like circling, going like around your legs, trying to get you to stop. Like,
would you, ma'am? I apologize. I did not catch your name.
Oh, my name. I've had so. It was. And like truly looks like she is thinking very hard about like what her name was or has been, and she is going to say it's something once I scroll down far enough. So she furrows her brow for a moment and sort of, as though going through a Rolodex of time, says, oh yes. Here I am, Sora. They call me Lady Grandma Sora sometimes, but that's for like the animals of the... Anyway, and continues these teeny tiny shuffling steps, just mumbling about like...
Would you like a ride?
Oh, well, you don't have a steed on the cat?
No, I meant me.
Oh, well, that would be, yeah, sure. And just kind of like waits to be conveyed in some way.
Because she's like toddler size, right? That's where I literally pick her up and do the like toddler over the...
My hips don't work like that. Just carry me normal, you giant.
Okay. Like, oh, okay. Like, so should like this or like fireman carry?
Like a goddamn baby. Oh, they don't send their best anymore. It's this
again.
way. And just
a little bit.
Before
tail's
like
getting all puffy.
after they have started making their way away, before I catch up with them, I will whisper to Rain and I will say, you keep up with them. I'm gonna check out the chair and then follow closely behind.
All right, so you all are still creeping behind, and roll me an investigation check for the chair.
I would not like to touch the chair while I am looking at it.
That's fair.
That's a natural 20 for a 22.
Hell
right.
yeah!
So as you are looking very closely at this chair, it appears to just be like gnarled, like sort of dying wood. It has kind of that black color with like the white underneath happening. And what you kind of notice is there's all these like incredibly like fine porous holes in it that you could maybe put it together later that is what the little threads or roots were coming out of. You are guessing that they were, from what you're looking at, coming out of this entity and going into the chair versus the other way around.
Interesting. All right, and then I'll quietly make my way back to the rest of my team.
Yeah. So, are you guys are still staying behind, you and Rain?
Well, now that I've checked out the chair, I still want to cling to the bushes, but make our way to try and catch up with the grandma escort unit.
All right. So you are able to stay in the bushes. You're coming up on something that looks like maybe it opens up a little bit. It has that weird thing where all of a sudden there's like a light or end of a tunnel. So you're carrying this little old lady who's telling you just in great detail about trees, kind of going on and on about, and this is the ash and it's good for this, and this one over here, well, that one I don't like to talk about. And just that level of like old lady nonsense, kind of in and out, seems a little confused about stuff, but like there in spirit. So as the trees sort of open up, you find yourself kind of in the same way that the inn was in, like almost the Disney lighting. You come out to a beautiful garden. There are, once again, all of a sudden sound hits you and the smell of sweet flowers and a little bit of like an undercurrent of like rainwater and just that little bit of rot that like very healthy spaces have. So you come around the corner into this beautiful light and you just see like an idyllic farm. There's a garden, there's an orchard, there's a house with like boxes of just like verdant fruits kind of stacked outside of it. And there's something beyond that you can't kind of see through the orchard at present. But she goes, yes, this around here, just around this way. It'll take a moment. And we can go to the map if you just want to look at the map.
Uh-huh. Maybe we should just like roll some like an insight check or something. Does this feel like an ambush? Does this feel like a trap? Like,
I trust her implicitly.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah. Roll me an insight check.
Well, you know what? A 7 insight tells me I do trust her actually. So I'll go ahead and put that die away.
All right, I do
There's
have a
nothing-
passive 15 insight, I guess.
So kind of as you are coming around the corner and you kind of see out of the corner of your eye, her face changes just a bit. Not super sinister. She almost seems to get a few years younger. He goes, "It's all right. You can set me down." As she like sort of taps Liz on the armor.
Okay. Yeah.
Does Liz look like she's changed at all? Anything of that?
No, it's really good lighting here.
I think I'm gonna like look at the old lady like kind of puzzledly.
And she sort of like looks back at you and just gives us like a very warm smile. If you're noticing now, she seems to almost have like a few more teeth and a few fewer warts and be a little prettier, I guess you could say.
This light is doing wonders for you. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's clean living is what it is.
Oh.
And she starts walking, and she's walking a little faster too, as she sort of leads you up the lane between the garden and the orchard towards the house. And she sort of points out, and you're walking past other beings. Like there is a man who almost looks like he's made of vegetation, who's tending to the garden. Sort of out of the corner of your eye to the left, or into the orchard, you see a tree tending the orchard, and then also almost frozen in midair, these beautiful sparkling fairies or pixies are just kind of slowly giggling as they just seem to hang there. You pass a very brackish little pond, I guess. It's small enough to be a pond. And then as you're kind of coming past all of that, you come to a mushroom patch. And no, not like a fairy circle, but like mushrooms that you have never seen. There are quite a few plants here that you have never seen, either just because you don't look at plants that much, or because you're Mori and you have an extensive knowledge of plants, and these aren't matching any of it. But she is leading you up the way, not leaning on the stick quite as much as she had been earlier, and just pointing things out. She goes, "Yes, and I'll make you such a dinner. Don't even worry. I caught your name, Liz, and Triss? Who are the rest of you? The ones in the bushes can just come on out, though."
Gloves absolutely refuses to.
Well, I don't want to make a thing about it, but I would appreciate if you came out of the bushes stalking around my home.
I'll look at Rain. I'm not going out if you don't go out.
Okay,
Inside check the old lady. Inside.
I want to check out these floating fairies. Like, I think Triss just immediately gravitates towards them.
She will be like, hold, she's asking you to not.
Okay. I
just, it's
dramatically freeze.
We'll give you the full tour, but first, what was the roll for insight?
13.
13, alright. I mean, she hasn't done anything bad to y'all yet. This whole thing is maybe a little creepy. But she's not, like, outwardly lying. Like, she's not gonna throw you in the well and puts the lotion on the skin, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Rain's gonna step out of the bushes.
God damn it. That was well.
You don't have to come with me. Yeah.
No, yes I do.
No.
Well, thank you. It makes it easier. And, hospitality. I have names of some of you, but not all of you.
Gloves.
Rain.
Yes, I know. If you're more comfortable as the cat, you can stay the cat, but come, young people. And she just sort of, like, turns and shuffles towards the house and, like, opens the door.
Out of curiosity, DM, how
Yes.
long have we been walking?
Like, 45 minutes since you've met this lady, and it was about 45 before that. An hour and a half total. You know, nice little, like, 3-mile hike.
Then, in that case, my wild shape is probably about to run out then.
So as you go, you just kind of pop back into being Mori.
And I'm, like, sitting on the ground. Damn it. I scramble to my feet, dust myself off.
It's always a fun one. And she just continues to sort of, like, walk and lead you towards the house. Are you following?
Following.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess.
You guys are so mistrusting. I've never done anything.
We're
in my
D&D
life.
players. What do you mean? Everything's a dragon. Even when
Well-
proven otherwise.
I'm following this hag into this house. Absolutely.
Yep.
I trust her with everything.
She
Let's go.
leads you into her house, which beautiful from the outside. Inside, it is almost like another forest. It has this very, very soft, like fine moss along the ground that's like everywhere, like corner to corner. And it has like raw wood shelving and surfaces, and they're covered in like little potion bottles and this, that, and the other thing, and books and notes and food of varying degree. Like all the potion stuff looks absolutely immaculate. All the tools look super, super clean. The food is confusingly past its expiration date.
Food's a little old.
Well, I'm a little old too, but it doesn't do too. It's what comes out in the end is better than anything you've ever had. Trust me, trust me.
If you say so.
Passive insight of 15?
Trust her, trust her.
All right.
She said trust. I grab something and pop it in my mouth.
Oh God.
It's a little overripe. Like it is. You grab like just a cherry, something out of the like fruit bowl, and it's like almost a little bit too big and just a little overly soft, and it tastes delicious. It tastes delicious.
I
Like
mean,
half of a second. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I think Triss is prissy enough that like it looking old is what is turning her off. Not that she's suspicious, and she's gonna like tear a chunk of the fresh loaf that they got from the inn and kind of offer it to the lady and be like, do you want to? Yeah, I'm sorry. It looks a little. It looks like it's been out for a little bit. Would you want to try some fresh bread? It was made this morning. It tastes quite good.
She goes, oh, of course. And she reaches out her hand to take the bread from you.
Okay.
Are you offering just like the one piece in your hand?
Yeah, like she tore off a chunk and it's thinking, yeah.
Yeah, as she kind of takes it, the bread almost seems to compost. Like, the outside of it, it doesn't like mold in the way that you would expect bread to mold if it was like left out. It just kind of seems to almost break down. And she still eats it. That is flavor I've not had in a while, but I must offer you hospitality. We will make dinner here, and then we will send you on your way with the what flower
The
did you?
evening glories.
The evening. Oh yes, beautiful flowers. You know they make drugs with it.
I was slightly aware. I also am a chef myself, and I was planning on cooking dinner for us back where we're from. So if we could just get the flowers, we can.
No.
Politely
You'll
move
help.
on.
You'll help me with dinner. You're the one who will help me. And she kind of just does that like old lady thing where she kind
We're in a bit of a rush to
there's
get.
no. You're fine. You've got nothing but time.
For some people, that's true, but a lot of us are mortal in some way, so we actually don't have unlimited time.
It's barely noon, so you have at least a few hours to make a lunch with me, a supper, if you will, and then we'll get you flowers. They look so much more lovely in the evening. It's when you have to pick them, don't you know? Because the flowers, they're blooming at that time, and just starts going on about seeds and propagation, and you're like, this would be interesting.
Okay. All right.
If I wasn't terrified.
Yes.
Triss's eye wanders to where the fairies are outside as she gets bored.
You look back out there. There's still fairies. They're still frozen in midair. Have they moved?
Have they?
I'll say roll me a perception check for this one.
Ooh, 21. I'm good at
21.
that.
They have moved. Very slightly. So you notice that the fairy that's closest to you, that was kind of like, had its hand on a tree and looked like it was like pushing off of that tree, has made it about a foot from that tree.
Like, eagerly tap Rain, like, the fairies, they're moving slowly, but they're moving.
Yes, they do. Well, it's, they are doing their best. You know, it's hard to be a fairy. I would conjecture. I don't know. But yeah, at 2. I'll find things for you all to do. We'll get this done. And starts like turning to putter into the kitchen, and sort of like turns back and presses a knife into your hand gloves. It's like, you will do the chopping. Just trust the process. And it looks very, very seriously at you when she says trust the process, like into your eyes on that one, gloves. And goes,
Sure.
just dice this, and hands you some slightly soft yams.
All right. And gloves will assist, but will pay very close attention. I feel like Gloves is a proficient enough cook that he can do what he is asked, while also paying very close attention to what she is doing in the kitchen.
Absolutely. Well, she sets you to that task, and then kind of turns to the rest of the party. And sorry, let me check this. All right. She will turn to Lizarath, and then also indicate towards Rain, and just say, "You two, will you? And turns to Triss for half a second. I know that the fairies were very interesting to you, but I am going
Like
to send
2
those
steps outside to, like,
No.
on her way.
They'll deal with the fairies. I have a different task for you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, well, you can say hi to them later. They're very friendly. They just are at work right now.
What do they do for a living?
Oh, well, they keep the trees. They keep the orchard. They keep the garden. They keep out pests and
Who's trying to take them?
the birds and squirrels.
Are trying to take the trees?
You know, the fruit grows on trees.
Well, yeah, but the fairies are trying to keep them.
They tend the with like a gardener. They tend them. Didn't you say something about a farm? You should know that. Go. For a second, she looks like she's just gonna give up on this whole thing.
Liz, that's the quickest that you got the phrase. And, like, excitedly pat you. Congratulatory.
I have a friend out there. Not the pixies. Don't talk to the pixies. There's an ant. Go find him. He will give you
An ant?
no.
It
Turns to
kind of
Rain.
like a living tree person, kind of.
So my young
Or,
friend-
well, technically, I believe all trees are living.
Oh,
Well, correct, yeah. But
I'm
A tree that
just-
can walk and talk. How about that?
They walk and talk now?
Well, not all trees.
Now.
This one does, and you should go say hi to him. And you seem, turns to Rain, you seem like you're the one in charge of this. I just need a basket of the fresh fruit. Tell them that. Sort of shuffles you after Liz. So you walk, you're able to walk straight across here to the orchard where you do see a tree end.
I am prattling the whole time. Probably asking you all sorts of questions, Rain.
I'm gonna tell you to put the fruit in the basket and approach the end.
Are you telling Lizarath to go collect fruit?
Yeah, to give Liz a activity while she's asking me questions.
Oh, okay. I'll go over to the big tree. Hi.
Are you talking
Hello.
to the tree ant or a tree?
Yes.
Yes.
So you are talking to a completely normal tree. The tree ant sort of turns as Rain, you approach them. Starts to greet you at a glacial pace.
Oh God.
Hello there. Were you sent to gather fruit?
Is this like the same pace as the old lady, or slower?
No, this is slower. This is this feels like a time dilation thing and less of like just an old person.
Okay. Yeah. She was sent to gather fruit. Do you know what we're making?
Is Liz going to touch a tree?
Ooh. No, I think Liz would be like walking up to the tree and doing the full, "Hi, my name's Lizareth Hamblegrade. I'm here to get some fruit for the lady. Did we get her name?"
Sora!
That's right. Yeah, Sora sent us.
You are talking to a tree. It is not.
Yeah, absolutely.
reacting. The
Hello.
the
Hello.
fairies
Hello.
have turned a little bit towards you, though. If someone was watching, they might notice that. But
They turn towards who? Both of us, or just Liz?
towards Liz, which I think maybe only Triss would notice from the house. The tree continues on with you, Rain. I can gather fruit. I'll just be a moment. Leg creaks as he slowly lifts up his foot, and the roots sort of break away from the ground, and he starts to turn to take one step. It takes about a full 3 seconds.
Wait. Do you know what we're making?
I would guess it's supper. Starts to take one more step and is reaching very slowly for one of the fruit that is hanging from the tree.
Would you happen to know a more specific menu?
Is not responding as he continues to reach for this fruit.
Alright.
Which he will touch, grab, very, this is like a full, 10 seconds you are standing there as he grabs this one fruit and deposits it in the basket at his side. And he goes, "Well, I can't say I don't eat supper."
Does Sora have guests often, or is supper just for her?
In the time it takes him to is Liz just standing there? Just yelling at a tree for like
Yelling at a
30
tree.
seconds.
I thought she was back there picking fruit.
She's doing laps in between this and grabbing the fruit. She's
While,
multitasking.
like,
She's getting
waiting-
3 rounds
Doesn't
in.
respond at all. It's like,
While I'm
okay,
waiting
move
for
on
a
to the next
response.
tree.
Yeah, moving
Yeah.
on to the next tree. Like, I thought they were supposed to talk.
While I'm waiting for a response, I'm like, don't forget to grab the fruit.
But they haven't. They're not talking to me. Oh shit! Sees
One
the-
more piece of fruit. 10 seconds. And as you're standing in this grove with these very, very, very slow moving fairies and an ent, you notice that the trees themselves are not moving slowly. There is one tree that goes from bud to tiny baby fruits in the time that you are waiting for this ent to get his shit together and move a little faster. And you can roll me an Arcana check if you want to, Rec.
Oh, yeah.
Go, Rhett, go.
I
Be the
can.
smart one. We need an adult.
Mhm.
Another 13.
Guidance.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, like as you notice it's one more thing that kind of builds on the theory that like time is being dilated in different directions for the trees versus the creatures that are here. One more piece of fruit goes slowly into the basket. Just give me a few more minutes and I'll have it for you.
With like the time manipulation here, would that clue rein into who this like, well, not necessarily who, but like what this old lady could be?
Roll me a... Yeah, since it's your spellcasting modifier, roll me a charisma check.
You okay? Dirty 20.
Yeah.
So you're less able to pinpoint what type of, like, who exactly would do this. It does feel like it is 2 different powerful spells that have been cast over a pretty extensive area. Like, you see it happening throughout this orchard. So you know it's someone of an exceedingly high level who is behind this. And you don't have any indication that it is anyone besides this old lady. What I would say about that. And it's not like, it's not like outwardly harming either of you.
Okay. So Liz and I are in real time speed.
Yeah.
The trees are on their own bullshit. And I know the old lady would have been responsible for this somehow.
One more piece of fruit makes it into the basket.
Is Liz still bouncing around trees instead of getting fruit?
She is still yelling at trees. Unless, Liz, have you touched fruit?
And yeah, if I see the fruit or whatever, because it's just dropping it onto the ground, right?
No, he has like a basket at his side.
Okay.
So he is like putting together clearly a basket of fruit for you all, but You
But
can also touch fruit.
they're okay. Yeah, I'll fucking touch fruit. Yeah.
All right, so as you reach upward and your hand touches this beautiful, like, these trees are nonsense. Like, you have like a plum tree next to a lemon tree next to an apple tree. There's like a peach tree that just looks very out of place. As you reach up and touch this like beautiful dark colored plum, there almost seems to be like a snap in the air that happens. And suddenly, those fairies aren't moving so slowly anymore. The Ent is still facing away from you, Liz. But all of the fairies who had been slowly turning to you as you yelled at trees and looked like you were going to touch stuff are now moving much faster. And we'll go to break on that note and come back with whatever is about to happen to you.
I'm sure we'll all be fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. So we are going to go on break. If you are on Twitch, we'll see you in a few minutes. And please remember that we are giving away a super cute prize pack featuring this adorable little dyed bagin. If you donate at least $1 to our charity right now, which is the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and we will do that drawing at the end of our stream after this break. So join us then. If you are on YouTube, we'll see you in a while. And thank you for joining us on YouTube. Otherwise, see you in 5.